have two sets of brothers in this field. We have the Casagrande brothers, and we have the Fern brothers driving car number 2 from East Longmeadow, Mass. And he is going to have to drive up with his daughter. I think he put some pressure on this driver, Stuart Fern. His daughter, Alexandra, won earlier tonight in the Dare Stocks.
And we remind you, don't go away, because following the conclusion of this event, a spectacular aerial fireworks display, and it's all going to be taking place center stage to highlight the school's back night of racing. Green flag is back out, and Rich Hammond tries to hold off Casagrande with the 7, but it doesn't work as the 7 of Kyle Casagrande sets the pace out in front.
Hammond in the middle, Casagrande burger. As Kyle is in front of him, Corey was behind him, but now Corey surges in front of him, and he moves into second.
J.J. Hill running the bottom up to the 4th spot, now moves underneath Gambacorta, punch for 3rd. Jim Peterson is there, Josh Wood is there, so is Infern. All starting to rise forward and march to the front.
Ed Hill holding off Peterson, almost triple wide as they go into the first corner, and the survivor of that is Mike Scorzelli in car number 18, but also moving quickly toward the front is Josh Wood, last week's winner.
Certainly is, and Wood is looking very 3-wide action, forcing the 23 on the top side of the racetrack. Tommy Fern and Gambacorta. Now Michael Bennett seems to get a little second helping of adrenaline there, and he'll pick up a spot. With him is Butler. Look at Josh Wood beneath the Scorzelli race car. That's the battle for 5th. They are sideways, but Scorzelli does a masterful job and gathers it back, Matt.
Yeah, he loses a couple spots. One of them right now to Tom Fern in car number 92. But Scorzelli did a good job just to keep that car off the wall. Big lead, Kyle Casagrande. We have seen this before, and Kyle has not been able to seal. Two brothers in the top 2 spots, Kyle and Corey.
And they have not had their best season by any stretch of the imagination. But right now, a great battle going on for 3rd. J.J. Hill, the kid from Stafford, and Jim Peterson, the multiple champion. Peterson in his tire tracks. Stu Fern down on pit road with the deuce. And things are starting to settle in. And it looks like Adam Gray is still holding off Tommy Fern. Fern's car on that last circuit got evil. And Tommy Butler just went around Michael Bennett.
And now trying to do the same thing, and like Scorzelli is trying to carve his way underneath that Bennett car. It is Tommy Fern. That car was very fast in qualifying tonight, but it looked like it might have lost something here in the feature as he is having difficulties with that car. There are no difficulties at all as far as the 7 is concerned of Kyle Casagrande as he stomps across the stripe with a pretty big lead over Corey Casagrande, in a great battle in the making for 3rd between J.J. Hill and Jim Peterson is all over his back bumper.
Peterson just doesn't give up. With the skill of a surgeon, he is right there with Hill as the 2 Casagrande. Oh, Hill's car suddenly evil, and that gave Jimmy Peterson the spot. J.J. Hill is in big trouble on the top side of the racetrack, and his car comes to a screeching halt.
That car on life support, bringing out the yellow on lap number 9.
If it wasn't for bad luck, no luck at all for J.J. Hill. Sure has, and that's really a heartbreaker, as I said. They work very hard, and they never give up, that team. And just sometimes a part of the sport that just isn't fair, Matt. So, let's see what
that's why drivers jump on their cars when they win.
That's right.
The Valleys always outnumber the...
They sure do. The Casagrande boys, who is going to have bragging rights for Sunday's dinner and be the big dog tonight? Or will the cars that follow be the spoilers? Green flag is out. Kyle with a little more giddy up than Corey. Bottom shot, turn 2. Kyle Casagrande Here comes Big Jim Peterson. And the chase is on. Right there with him, Adam Gray, Mr. Smooth.
Trouble in the middle of the turn as it is Keene going around in car number 8, Darrell Keene, but he is able to correct the situation, and we stay under green flag action.
20 circuits remain. Gray has moved into the top 3. Gamba Corda still trying to work over Corey Casagrande. Joshua Wood has slipped a little further back, and Butler and Fern and Scorzelli are trying to thread the needle.
And here comes Butler trying to blockbuster his way underneath. Good trouble as getting caught up in it is the one of Corey Casagrande. And Casagrande, who was second a moment ago, is now in about 9th place.
He certainly, all of a sudden, look at Cook. Cook's car's got a twitch.
He takes Gamba Corda with him.
He sure does. Gamba Corda keeps going, though. The old forward motion game. And Scott Cook is down on the greens, and there's the yellow.
Boy, it looked like those cars were driving with flat tires the way they were going.
Tommy Butler showing it was no fluke a week ago when he was back on the podium here at Stafford, because he is just shy here again. Tommy Fern, after being so strong in qualifying. Wood, last week's winners, in the 6th spot. Scorzelli is in 7th. Green, 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 and they're racing.
And nobody's racing quicker right now than Jim Peterson. Jump on Kyle Casagrande. They are joined together at the hip in turn number 2. Casagrande pulls away. Look at that power move by Adam Gray trying to get the lead.
Adam Gray shows why he is a champion and not a chump as he comes off the turn. Going, gone. As Gray moves into the lead. Butler and Fern are 2 guys to keep your eyes on. Peterson kicks up a little rooster tail in the dust. Peterson is in trouble. He's 60 spin. Everybody scrambles.
Wow.
And right in the middle of all of that mess is Butler, Scorzelli, and let's go back down to Tony. It was not the Butler car. It was the other car that was in the mix, and that is the 16 of Wood. Tony Sutton has more.
Well, I'm down here right near Jim Peterson's pit looking out as he was going into turn number 2. That car was sideways all the way around, and he almost saved it. Got a little bit of a tap, and that's what happened to turn him around. But that car was sideways from the midsection between 1 and 2 coming out on the back straightaway.
Yeah, you can see when he entered turn 1, he was fighting it, and he lost the battle and eventually snapped around on him. Josh Wood, I think, made just little tender contact and was able to minimize the damage in car number 15. But a very hectic turn of events on lap number 13 with Adam Gray. That's one of the best restarts of the season because Adam Gray was able to go from 3rd to 1st. Josh Wood was involved in that altercation. Maybe we can find out what happened to him as we go to Connor Sullivan for this Flamingo Motorsports Report.
There's heavy damage to the nose of Josh Woods. They're taking a look, see if they can get some of the sheet metal away from the right front tire. And they just have taken off the whole nose. So trying to make sure the radiator is still intact. There is a little bit of water coming out of the overflow as well. They're trying to pull some sheet metal away from the left front as well, just trying to make sure they don't get a puncture as they're going to bring out the rolls of duct tape to try and keep the right front from coming apart. Let's go to Tony Sutton.
Well, speaking of 100-mile-an-hour tape, Jim Peterson sits here anxiously hanging out the window as a crew is trying to put as much tape as possible on because the fender supports were broken out from the inside and it was flapping around. Peterson not happy with what happened out there, but I'll tell you what, the racing was so close and those guys were so close to each other and he got some kind of sideways. I think it was inevitable that what happened to the 17 was exactly how it was set up, we talked about later. They're working hard to get the tape on it. The wind deflector being taken off the front. The crew's still working with tape. We'll send it back upstairs as Peterson anxiously waits to get back on the racetrack.
13 laps are up on the board of 30. Adam Gray is the leader. Kyle Casagrande, the early leader, is 2nd. Tommy Butler sets in the 3rd spot. Tommy Fern, 4th. Then it is the 31 car for Rich Lanigan from 14th. Pitted once, back to the top 5. Gamba Corda is in the 6th spot. And then it looks like the 23 car then Cook, and then Michael Bennett. He's being sent to the back of the field, politely putting it over aggression on the racetrack. Not over with yet by any stretch of the imagination. 2 laps to the halfway point, and then the final 15. No odds-on favorite in this one. Competition is very close as well. Pace car pulls away. Adam Gray, defending champion. Kyle Grande in some good runs here tonight. And Gray, look at Tommy Byrne. Byrne down underneath the Rick Lanigan 31 car. And look at Michael Bennett, Scott Cook, Corey Casagrande, and Jim Peterson. Gambacorta moves underneath the 31 car of Lanigan, and Michael Bennett sticks the nose down under. He's up to the top 5. Byrne is all over Kyle Grande. Cross flags in the air. Half of the event is all but history. Adam Gray had a good point cushion going into the event, but Gray is a champion who likes to run for the win. Meanwhile, Casagrande is still in striking distance, and now Rick Lanigan, as Michael Bennett leaves the door open, goes by on the inside. Lanigan back up to the top 5. And here comes Butler and Peterson, 2 of the best veterans in this class, threading the needle, 17 of 30. The 31 car started 14th, pitted, and came from the back. What a difference a week makes. Josh Wood won, and now he has severe damage to the front end of his race car. Here comes Butler. Drives by Michael Bennett like Bennett was in caution mode. Butler isn't done yet, as he is back up to 6th after a penalty forced him to the back of the pack. Still leading. Gray, your Gambacorta closing in on that 3rd place car number 92. 19 laps are up on the board, Matt.
Well, Gambacorta races hard for every lap. And let's see if he has enough to move into the podium at the expense of Tom Furn in car number 92. Tom Butler trying to make up for lost time, as right now he is hovering over the back bumper of the Rick Lanigan car, and he is almost there looking for room on the inside.
He certainly is. That's a good race going on as Butler continues to close up that gap. Bottom shot move. Lanigan car has got a little twitch to it coming off the turn, and now Butler is back to the top 5. Tommy Butler turning some heads again here tonight. 9 circuits to go before the fireworks, Matt.
And right now, the man with the fuse is in 97 of Adam Gray, has a pretty solid lead over Kyle Casagrande. Kyle Casagrande has had an outstanding rookie year. There is no question about that. He has done everything but win, and he is in position to win again tonight.
Certainly is, as time is starting to run out. 8 circuits to go. Gray still in the lead. Kyle Casagrande has been very strong in second. Tries to get him, but can't quite do it.
So it is the 32. Gambacorta putting some heat on the back bumper of the Tom Furn car. So those 4 have been running in that order for a while. Down to the final 6 laps to go, and they hit the line, and Jim Peterson. Right now, he's the straw that stirs the drink, as he is going to go downstairs against Rick Lanigan, and Jim Peterson is able to pick up a position. He is now in the top 6.
Peterson surfacing back towards the front of the field. Lanigan has had a yo-yo type of a night, up and then down. But off the turn, Adam A. 5 to go. 5 to go for your defending champion and point leader, Matt. And he seems to have the field covered. But as Ryan Preece had mentioned, it's not over with till they cross the stripe for the final time.
And here comes a surge by Casagrande. So just when we think that Adam Gray can start rehearsing his victory speech, Kyle Casagrande puts a little shot into that number 97, and he continues to narrow the gap. So maybe Kyle Casagrande is saved a little bit on that number 7 for the final 3 laps.
Off the 4th turn. Now Casagrande isn't just in the tire tracks, he is right there to contend. 1.5 miles, less than a mile, and Gray starts to string it out even more.
Well, Gray has to drive a perfect race here because Kyle Casagrande is in position to strike if there is a bobble. Down to the final 2. Kyle Casagrande still in contention. In 3rd is Tom Byrne. Gambacorta in 4th, and look at Tom Butler. He was a lot farther back from the 32 just a moment ago, but he has moved into a competitive position. Down to the white flag. Adam Gray is trying to seal the deal.
He certainly is, and Adam Gray looks good. Final time through turn 1. Final time through turn 2. Down the back straightaway. Strings it out deep into turn number 3. No challenge at the point, but off turn number 4, checkered flag is out, and Gray will take down the win, finishing in 2nd. Good run for Kyle Casagrande. Tommy Fern to finish in 3rd. Kevin Gambacorta, nice run for 4th, and the comeback of the night